Okay, welcome back to 50 Targeted Traffic Methods for Online Businesses. In this video, what we're going to talk about is yet another way for you to get traffic to your site using paid advertising. This is going to be a little different because you're going to be approaching those sites and those blogs in your niche that you already know are well respected, well read, and already get a lot of targeted traffic. And basically, there is no science to what we're suggesting that you do here, other than making sure that you know what the what the pricing is, or what the asking rate's going to be for each of the site owners. Now, you're going to approach the bloggers that are well respected. I mean, those are going to be the sites where you want to be on, because that's where people are going to come back uh, and go to go back and forth for their reading and for their information. Now, I'm going to show you how to do a search phrase for the kind of site that might be willing to have your ad in there. You want to, at the very least, approach those who are advertising themselves to be such. But the key to this strategy is knowing how much you're currently paying for leads. How much are you currently paying when you actually have an opt-in? How much that opt-in actually costs you an advertising expense? And you should have a good handle on how much you're paying on a monthly basis with all your paid advertising. You should have an idea of what the average cost of a lead is, because that'll determine whether or not when you decide to sign up, or when you decide to contract with one of the bloggers or site owners in your niche, whether or not that is a good price. But now what I'm going to show you now is just how you can find those companies that are already advertising. Now, lastly, I said the last point that I made there, you want to make conversation with all the bloggers and all the site owners in your niche, and you want to keep track of what they're asking for in terms of an advertising price. But let's first go and take a look at what you would do to find those bloggers in your niche that um, are looking for advertisers. And to do that, let's go to google.com. And what we're going to do is we're going to put our search phrase in here, model airplanes. And we're going to put the phrase your ad here. Okay, and then we're going to do a search. And we see here, here's one. Now, it's a UK blog, but it might still be appropriate depending on what your site is about. We know that there's accepting of advertising, so you're going to want to contact the site owner about advertising here. Let's take another look here. Here's a site. I'm not sure if this is one. It looks like it's not necessarily based on model airplanes in particular. Okay, but again, once again, when you have a case like this, you want to take a look to see if this is a site where they're getting a lot of traffic, and if they are, you're going to want to talk to them about what their costs are to advertise. Okay, another phrase that we can use is advertise here. Okay, that phrase is a little harder to find, and then of course we're going to put in advertising. So basically, if the best way to determine whether or not a site is worth your time is to get to know the other bloggers and site owners in your niche. And you will be doing that over time. And so as you get to know those sites that would be worthy of your time, you're just going to approach those site owners to talk to them about either placing your link on their site or just being willing to pay them um, an advertising fee on a monthly basis. Let's go back to our presentation here. And remember, the key in making a good transaction is knowing what you're already paying for leads, because you don't want to pay too much for the leads that you're going to get. And you really won't know until after the first period whether or not it's going to be worth your time. You're really going to be testing your advertising on that site, trying to figure out what's working. And then once you get something working, you want to determine whether or not the cost is going to be worth it versus some of the other advertising that you're doing. Okay, so with that, thanks, and I will see you in another video.